gamers, with E3 over for another year, I thought I'd just drop you a little selection of some of my favourite moments from this year. So, after the 2-year wait for Assassin's Creed Origins and the update to the series controls and setup, we go back to another annual release that looks like being the previous game, reskinned with a new story added on. I'll be honest, it's an Assassin's Creed game, so of course I'm going to buy it and hammer away at it, but other than the fact that we get to This Is Sparta people off cliffs, I'm a little bit disappointed in what Ubi had to offer with this one.
Does not define who we will become.
Well, Terry Crews was the perfect choice for this trailer. It looks like being completely bonkers off the wall fun like Saints Row 4 turned out to be. I can't wait for this. It's definitely another reason on my list of reasons for picking up an Xbox One. I just hope that we actually get to play as Terry Crews when we get the game. Now this has got a very impressive CG opening. Obviously from the guys that bought us The Witcher, which I've still not played, so don't shout at me for that. But it looks like this is going to be sort of like a dark and twisted version of the world we get. I mean, the best thing I can think of is, because I've been playing it recently, is Deus Ex. But I'm also expecting the soundtrack to be full of stuff like synthwave, for some reason. Don't know why.
It's a city of dreams.
Yes, please. I play this at weekends with mates on the PS4 while we're sat drinking rum and basically kicking each other's arses. But I would like a mobile copy to take around so I can practice while I'm not up there. I know I could probably get the PS4 version, but shh. It's not unexpected that this was coming, but I'm happy it is happening. Right. Unpopular opinion time. This is going to be the most divisive bit of this whole thing. This, I thought, was 8 minutes of my life that I'm never going to get back.
That's all.
All along, I've never understood the massive hype that this game's getting just because it's got Hideo Kojima's name attached to it, along with Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen. The CG trailers before now made no sense and showed us next to nothing. And this one shows us a couple of new faces and left me feel like we're getting some sort of walking simulator survival game crossed with the bit at the end where you finally get sucked into the floor by those creatures. Just reminded me a little bit of the Sorrow boss fight from Metal Gear Solid 3. Don't get me wrong, game looked gorgeous, but at the moment, not that bothered. Now this one looks like it could be a lot of fun. The robotic arm could offer some good fighting and combo opportunities as well, which is probably why they've stuck it in there. It looks like we're going to get your standard Devil May Cry, over-the-top, bombastic, stylish, fun fighting combos. I'm happy that we get that tiny little reveal at the end of the trailer. I'm not going to say what it is, just in case anybody hasn't seen it. There's something about that mechanic woman's mouth, though. It just distracts me every time she's on screen. It just doesn't look right. It's the teeth. But screw it. I mean, the theme tune on this trailer is damn good.
Yeah, he's a real pro at smacking demons around. That's why I built him that well-functioning.
So we come to Fallout 76. Now this one's a prequel that's set in West Virginia, so this is where the whole thing kicks off. So I'm wondering if they might put any references into the other entries into the Fallout series into this, other than the standard. The only thing that worries me is that now they're giving players access to nukes. So the whole map is going to get blown to hell. However, it looks amazing. I like the fact that they're getting adventurous with the online capabilities for it. They said it was going to be 4 times bigger than Fallout 4, but then that leads me to believe that they're going to be 4 times as many glitches and bugs. Probably, but, you know, you make a game this big, this is what's going to happen. But this looks immense, and I cannot wait.
The local wild.
Ghost of Tsushima. Now this looks stunning. Like that shot there when I first watched this trailer. Wow. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I watched this trailer twice. First to enjoy it, and then the second time so I could sit and take notes. So the combat looks like it could be a lot of fun, but might take a little bit of getting used to. But I'm not going to lie, I need this game. I mean, look at it. Look how brutal this is. And it looks like people aren't just going to stand there and take your sword blows. I mean, look, straight through the chest. Straight in the neck. Dude with the shield. Quick time event, and down you go, my friend. I can't wait. Now this moment on the trailer actually had me thinking that the Assassin's Creed series is never going to be able to go to Japan now, because once you've seen this and played this, Assassin's Creed will just be ripping it off. I mean, look at this. I would honestly say this is arguably the most anticipated game for me for this entire E3 conference.
Please, I do not understand. Uldathwi, chamago tunhami, usmi cheyaven sagt, chi obelatno. Tini
So this one was a nice tease for the upcoming release of a new title in the Halo franchise, but based purely on this trailer, we don't really know a great deal. And because a friend of mine pointed out to me that we're going back to an old helmet, I want to know whereabouts it'll fit into the franchise as a whole. I mean, is this a reboot? Is it actually like set somewhere? We'll have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, it's always nice to hear Sean Bean doing a voiceover, even if it does make a nice change from the O2 adverts. For anybody outside the UK, O2 is a mobile network. So this looks like being another great entry in the series, particularly from the Miami gameplay that we saw at E3, which I've not included here, this is just the trailer. But it also, with the pre-order offer, reminded me that I've got the sniper challenge from pre-ordering Hitman Absolution still sealed on a shelf that I've never used. I wonder if it'll still work.
We live in a world of assassins.
Real shame.
Well, I'm sure this one needs no introduction. This is shaping up to be well worth the long wait for the fans. I mean, graphically it looks phenomenal. Seriously, if you don't believe me, just give it a second. Look at Gibbs' face there on the left. He looked photorealistic. Everybody else, obviously CG, but he was spot on. I still hope that there's a Tron world in this one. That's more personal preference than anything else, but I'm guessing because I've heard rumour, completely unfounded, so don't anybody get over the top about this, but I've heard rumour that this is going to be the last one in the franchise. I'm guessing they're going to be sticking with the big money makers. But still, looks fantastic. Might actually get me to play the full series. So we've got another one from Camp Bethesda now. Rage 2, which it looks like a cross between Mad Max and what would have happened if Fallout had been hit by asteroids instead of nukes. They are definitely going all out with their massive open world games this year, and I can't wait. I like the aesthetic and that art style there, that sort of punky art style to it. It looks great. Didn't play the original Rage, but I might give this one a shot.
You see, part of growing up was watching everything get taken from me. I stood by, did nothing. And now, I'm the last ranger of this wasteland. And there's only one thing left to do!
Well, this one's been a long time coming, hasn't it, Capcom? So, anybody that remembers the remake of Resident Evil 1 on the GameCube will remember that we were supposed to get Resident Evil 2 and 3 as well. But here it is. We finally got it. The long-awaited return of Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield for Resident Evil 2. And oh my god, does it look good. I mean, when the GameCube one of the original was re-released, that looked great, but this is gonna be awesome.
What in God's name?
Okay, so they might have spent a little bit too long talking about this one this year, but I'm not gonna lie, my internal hype for this is off the charts. They don't have to tell me anything else. I'm sure a lot of Smash Brothers fans will be the same. Just no more trailers, just give me a release date and then that's it. I don't need to know what else is in the game, honestly. They mentioned Echo Fighters, and I'll be really disappointed if Shadow doesn't come into it as an Echo Fighter for Sonic, because to me that just makes sense. But really, I'm just trying to make my mind up whether or not I want to use the old GameCube controller that I've got used to, or whether I fancy trying a new playstyle with the Joy-Cons. Either way, day one purchase. You know something, this one makes me happy, okay? I know there's not really that much rivalry anymore between Nintendo and Sega, but I love the fact that they still try to take Mario Kart's crown for the arcadey party racing games with the Sonic Racers. I'm a little bit disappointed that, based on what we've seen so far, there's no Transformed this time. And that they've got rid of the All-Stars side of things, so it's literally just Sonic characters. Because that means that we're going to have to, at some point, be stuck playing as Big the Cat, rather than somebody cool like Gilius Thunderhead from Golden Axe, or Ryu Hazuki from Shenmue, who I hope makes it into this as DLC at least, just because Shenmue 3 is still on the horizon.